For Ukraine, however, the issue is immediate. Reconstruction needs extend beyond military defence. The country faces challenges in restoring transport networks, bridges, water treatment facilities, and telecommunication systems damaged during the conflict. International aid organisations continue to coordinate relief operations, though the scale of need remains large. The Ukrainian government estimates that the total cost of reconstruction and recovery may exceed several $100 billion. President Zelensky has repeatedly underscored that the continuity of support is as important as the scale of support. In his remarks, he reiterated that diplomacy must produce concrete outcomes. His emphasis on accountability for war crimes aligns with ongoing investigations by international legal bodies, including the International Criminal Court, which has issued warrants and opened formal inquiries into actions taken during the conflict. As winter approaches, the situation inside Ukraine will continue to be shaped by the pace of infrastructure repair, the availability of energy supplies, and the effectiveness of air defence systems in mitigating further damage. The political discussions in London and Brussels reflect the understanding that the outcome of the conflict will be influenced not only by events on the battlefield, but also by the ability of Ukraine and its allies to sustain resources over time. The coalition of the willing meeting concluded with a reaffirmation of strategic prioritisation. While the pace of decision-making varies across governments, the shared objective remains consistent: to support Ukraine's defence capacity and ensure that it retains the ability to function as a sovereign state. The final remarks from leaders reflected a collective recognition that the conflict has entered a stage defined by persistence, coordination, and long-term policy alignment. The path forward will require managing economic pressures, balancing domestic considerations, and sustaining political will. For Ukraine, the stakes remain clear and immediate. For its allies, the commitment now extends into the structural and financial dimensions that define prolonged conflict support. The next phase of these discussions will continue at the upcoming European summit, where proposals concerning frozen assets, supply coordination, and winter infrastructure support will be debated further. The outcomes of those negotiations will shape the direction of international support through the winter and into the next year. The situation on the ground, the diplomatic positioning in European capitals, and the decisions made in international institutions will continue to intersect. The conflict remains unresolved. The pressures, calculations, and choices made now will influence not only Ukraine,